Hi guys, it is Damian from Marketing Food Online. So I've got 5 easy, free ways, and I'll definitely show you how this works. But when I say easy and free, you can promote your food product online without spending money on ad spend or running Facebook ads or Google or any of that sort. I'm going to show you 5 ways that I actually do this every single day on how I promote my food business, and it costs me $0. And we're going to get into those tips for your food business right now. It is Damian from Marketing Food Online. So I've got 5 easy, free ways, and I'll definitely show you how this works. But when I say easy and free, you can promote your food product online without spending money on ad spend or running Facebook ads or Google or any of that sort. I'm going to show you 5 ways that I actually do this every single day on how I promote my food business, and it costs me $0. And we're going to get into those tips for your food business right now. Okay, so I'm back, and as I mentioned in the introduction, I'm going to give you 5 easy ways that you can implement using these 5 steps to promote your food business. The question I had actually was, how can I promote my food online, Damian? And I'm going to give you these easy ways to do that. These are things that I've actually been using for myself for about 11 years now. I started my e-commerce food business about 12 years ago, but it took me about a year or so to kind of catch on to some of the ways that I could build awareness of my brand, but do it for absolutely no money. So before we do, as always, if this is your first video, definitely hit the subscribe button. My name is Damian Roberti. I'm a founder and CEO of Marketing Food Online. My wife, Sylvia, and I started our food entrepreneurship journey about 12 years ago. We operate 6 e-commerce businesses today. We have stores on Amazon, and we have stores on eBay, Etsy, and we have thebrittlebox.com. And these are all of the sources of income that I have from just my candy business and my snack business. And of course, I've created my YouTube channel to help you understand what I've learned so you're able to do what I do. So let me jump into this really quick. I got my laptop open, so let's transition on over to the laptop. So the first one I'm going to go into is, of course, LinkedIn. Believe it or not, out of all of the platforms that you could promote for absolutely nothing, I highly recommend you look into LinkedIn. I've got nearly 8,000 food industry, really top-notch food industry connections on LinkedIn alone. Of course, they don't have 100,000 or even 1 million, but to be honest with you, you don't need a ton of connections in order for you to have effective connections. But with 8,000 of them on LinkedIn, it's definitely a way that I promoted actually Marketing Food Online and even my snack business. And what's great about it is that there are everywhere from food buyers, food distributors, food brokers, grocery store owners, CEOs. There's all kinds of connections that you can do in a very limited amount of time. You don't have to have 5 or 6 years worth of time on LinkedIn, believe it or not. So let me show you some tips. Number 1, when I go to LinkedIn, there are a multitude of ways that you can actually get attention and get exposure for your product on LinkedIn. I'm going to show you a couple that I actually use that are very effective. I'm not going to go through the list of like 20 or 30 of them because there's a lot of different ways you can actually use them. But let me show you this really quick. Number 1, followed hashtags. On LinkedIn, the power of a hashtag cannot be expressed more than it is. It's impossible to express how important it is to use hashtags. They are amazing. And let me show you why they're amazing. So here is a brief. These are the ones that I follow. You can actually choose to follow specific hashtags, and there are literally some groups, some hashtags have millions of followers, some have hundreds of thousands. Why is that important, Damian? Well, let me give you an example. All right, so we're going to go through here. There is one I want to show you. It was actually a client I did who had a spice business. And we went onto LinkedIn. I walked him through this method, and he used this hashtag. It was actually hashtag India. And the reason why is that there's a lot of interest with the certain types of spices he was looking to sell specifically. So I said, have you ever created, number 1, a LinkedIn profile? So he said, no, I didn't. So go into there, create a profile dedicated specifically to your food business. If you've got a personal LinkedIn account, that's okay. It's actually better, though, to have an account dedicated to your food business. So I said, go on there, create your spice business page, and the specific types of spices are actually geared toward Indian cuisine. So he was looking to tap into that market. So I said, go over there and look, because there is a hashtag, hashtag India. What does that mean, Damien? Well, when you create a post like this, you can add a link to your product. Let's say, hello everyone, I just started my spice business. I wanted to connect with others looking to resell, sell, or use my spices. Again, this is just an example, okay? Now you've got the hashtag India, right? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go below that hashtag, and then you're going to add a link to your spice business. Now I don't actually sell spices myself, but you want to create a link for the URL directly to it. And when you do, that is going to give a direct link to that page on your business. So if you're selling spices on eBay, if you have your own spices, if it's the spiceworld.com or whatever it may be, that's going to show here, and then you're going to hit post. Now, why is that important, Damien? Well, we'll go ahead and discard, because India, hashtag India, has 67 million followers. Are you serious? This is 67 million connections and potential customers on LinkedIn for your spice business. That's pretty astounding, okay? And that's absolutely free. And by the way, that takes me less than 5 seconds, okay? That's it. Hashtags on LinkedIn is tip number 1. Tip number 2, let's go back over here and let's go to the home page on your profile. Now, why do I want to go there? Because of this top portion right here. This is a powerhouse right here. I write an article probably about 3 to 5 times a week. They're very short articles, but I create the article specifically to create backlinks. Backlinks over to YouTube, backlinks over to my website. I could put on here, I could create an article that says top 10 best candies of 2021. From there, I put 5 or 6 different links to candies onto my Amazon store, candies onto my eBay store, wherever it may be. But you see where I'm going with this. So creating an article is very powerful. Especially when you have a connection, you have a group of connections already, everybody gets to see that. All right, next up, photos. You can create a post and dedicate it specifically to some photos uploaded from your computer. And below those images, simply add a URL link back to your shop, your store, wherever it may be. That's another great way. Now, one other way is to create short videos. And I'm going to jump into the YouTube 1 second. I'm going to show you how you can actually leverage YouTube and influencers on YouTube. But videos that you can create directly from YouTube, you can link them up to that by simply placing the URL link there, or uploading one right here from your website, from your computer. So creating the video on here, adding, again, hashtags and a description to that, using LinkedIn, powerful, powerful, getting a ton of exposure for your product, okay? All right, so let's move on. Next up, I got it written on my board over here, Facebook groups. That is the next big one. Facebook groups is something that I leverage for marketing food online, quite often actually. Now, how does that work, Damien? So what you're gonna do is, let's click on this one, we're gonna get this opened up. All right, there's marketing food, all right. All right, so here, we're back again, here we go. So we've got marketing food online Facebook group open. So what I wanna do is I'm gonna scroll down and I'm gonna show you how this works. So as you create content and links, you wanna find yourself groups. Let's see, healthy lifestyle groups. So we're going to use that protein bar as an example. No matter what your product is, brainstorm and think to yourself, how can I associate myself with some of these groups? Watch this. Healthy Food for Life. Look at this, 94,000 members, okay? So you click on this group. This already has 94,000 potential customers for your protein bar right off the bat, right? And let's say you're doing hot sauces. I don't care if it's hot sauces, then you associate yourself with chicken wings. You associate yourself with a football, potentially a group with football, foodies, people who love food photography, people who love food images, people who love to cook, or chefs. So if you're selling hot sauce, associate yourself on Facebook with those groups. As you compile more and more groups, you're getting to hundreds of thousands and maybe even millions of potential customers for your product. Free, by the way, it takes nothing but your time, okay? So I haven't joined this particular group yet, but let me show you. So you go through and you see the discussion. There is 94,000 people a part of this group. Look at this lady here, perfect example. She's promoting a bottle, a hydration bottle on a healthy lifestyle. That's exactly the method I was talking about. Once you join the group though, let me give you some tips and pointers. Don't immediately start posting product links and just flooding them with spam links. You want to associate yourself with those people in the groups. Then you want to engage with them. Ask a question, maybe do a like or a thumbs up, or re-share an actual post that's on Facebook. But what you want to do is you want to gradually, little by little, gain the trust of the people in the group, then start posting those links for your URL, okay? So this woman is this lady here is right on spot. She's got a product here, promotional thing. It's reaching 95,000 people. So Facebook groups, very easy to do. You want to make sure that the Facebook page that you're doing this off of is for your food business, not a personal one, okay? So keep that in mind too. Next up, Twitter. Let's go to Twitter because I'm going to show you something that'll blow you away. That's crazy. Excited. Here we go. So here's my Twitter account. Now, there's a few things that you want to look for on here. Let me go over to my profile really quick. Fantastic. Okay, so you got your page set up. As you can see, I do a lot of tweets. I got about 24,000 tweets. We tweet quite regularly. But what I want to do is I want to explore. Now, there's a few different ways you can use Twitter. Number one, obviously you have a feed of tweets and information, things that you like that's going to be sent for you, okay? Right now, hashtag Tokyo 2020. This is a great example. Thank goodness I saw this. And then you've got, I'm going to go over that in a second. Trending, which is something really important I'm going to show you, of course, and so on. Now, Tokyo 2020. This right now, that hashtag is hugely popular. Well, what does that mean with my product, Damien? Well, if you were to tweet out a tweet right now and use hashtag Tokyo 2020, that's going to get put into the feed there. Everybody's going to see the link for your product, click on it, and they can either, if they're interested in buying it or not. It doesn't matter if you're selling chocolate bars, protein shakes, or vitamins. You want exposure. It's about getting exposure and getting noticed on Twitter. So if a popular hashtag is Tokyo 2020, then so be it. There's a lot of current events that are very popular that you can see on there that you could use hashtags. Those are where you want to feed links to your product. Okay, again, this is free. Make sure your Twitter account is not your personal account. Make sure that it's specifically set up for your business. Okay, so this is a great example of what I'm just talking about. Check out what is actually kind of popular at the moment. Then that takes us to trending. These are going to be what is popular as far as hashtag and non-hashtag posts right at this very moment, okay? So hashtag Green Knight, that I guess is some type of a movie or it's coming out. I would click on this and then tweet out right here, hit tweet, and that's going to apply that hashtag directly to the tweet. Again, you do that and then post a link to your food product. If you're selling stuff on Etsy, you can do this. If you're selling stuff on eBay, you're selling food on your own website. If you're on Walmart.com selling food, I don't care where you are, or even Amazon, you can add a link directly to this hashtag. And you're getting it viewed in front of hundreds of thousands, maybe even potentially millions of people instantaneously for free, okay? So that is another method for you to do. Always go into Explore and then see what's popular, what's going on. Same thing with sports, news. Current news events are great. Ride the wave of the current news events. Doesn't matter if it's politics, if it has to do with local information, if it has to do with anything, race car, NASCAR. If it's not something you're associated with, doesn't matter. You want to get your product in front of as many people as you can. Next up, blog posts. So, blog posts, actually, let me take a look and see if I can take you over. My site's not up here just yet. So, Marketing Food Online, I'll explain this to you how this works. So Marketing Food Online, I create blog posts, normally about 3 to 4 blog posts a day. I actually have a few people who write blogs for me. I use those blogs and transition them into blogs on my website. Then I create external links, putting links to my products or services that I've got on my YouTube channel, or you could do it with your food business. Create a blog. If you're into hot sauce, write about hot sauce. If you can't write about it, you go to Fiverr. By the way, down in the description, if you want, check out the link on the Fiverr. Get a blogger to write for you about hot sauce or chicken wings or the love affair with food or whatever it may be, but put links in that blog back over to your products on Amazon, on eBay, again, over and over. Create those external links and takes people there. They can buy it. Again, it doesn't cost you anything unless you're paying somebody to write the blog for you. Now, blog posts are great. Last one up is the YouTube idea. Can't tell you how many times every day I get approached by YouTubers who are influencers who do unboxing and they do product reviews. A lot of the YouTubers who approach us are small, but it's a good thing. You know why? Because many of them will do it for free. They need content ideas. They need products and merchandise to post on their YouTube channel to create video content, right? So they're saying, hey, Damien, I love the chocolate pretzel rods that you have. We would love to do an unboxing on our YouTube channel. Is there a way you could send us some? We'll do it for free. Heck yeah, I would do it for free. And the same thing for you. You could even go to YouTube and type in unboxing, food unboxing, candy unboxing, whatever it is that you sell. Find somebody, an influencer, to do that. Send them free product. They'll make a video. Why is it good? Because when they're first starting, because as their channel grows, all of those videos that are still in their library are going to be viewed and viewed and viewed and viewed and viewed. And you obviously get the idea, right? So that way you're going to get exposure for free, other than what it costs you to ship, obviously, the product, but you're not paying for advertising. Got it? Another way that you can actually promote your food online and get people exposed to your product. And it doesn't cost you anything. So those are 5 quick tips that I've got for you as far as how to get free exposure and how to promote your food product online. These are methods that I use every single day. So trust me, they work. It's going to take some time for you to build this up. But as long as you understand there are ways to do this without spending a dime. And you can do this with any product as long as you have a website or a URL and you're selling somewhere online, you got a way to actually promote your food product. So if this was helpful, as always, please do give me a big thumbs up. And if you have any questions about how can I promote my food product, let me know down below in the description. We'll get to it as soon as we can. And I will see you guys on our next video.